Hello guys and welcome to today's stream, guys. Welcome to today's GTE open race at Sebring here on rFactor 2. Welcome to the camera. What a lovely cam. Just not sitting how it's supposed to sit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Leave it. Guys, welcome to Setup Guide and Race here on rFactor 2 tonight. We are at Sebring. We are on a default setup just yet, and I think we're gonna straight go racing because, as usual, it is 2 times fuel consumption. So we will need 100% sure the race fuel, a full fuel. We need a pit stop, maybe even tire change, as we have special conditions today. So sadly, the practice is already dry, but it is for certain that the free practice is wet, qualifying is wet, and then I think the first 2/5 of the race are wet as well. And with wet, I mean heavy wet rain in the race. So yeah. Anyway, we need to build the setup right now for the dry though. So we've set this. I keep the preload, minimum tire pressure set. I'll close the brake ducts a bit. We'll leave the suspension as it is for the moment. Same with the dampers, steering wheel lower. 1 number of stop, that is for certain, we need to do that. Alright, and then I guess it's time for us to go out. And it's actually not dry. It's wet. How wet is it? %. Let me see. This is a good indication to see whether the soft tire would actually work already. Today, just for you guys, I ditch the eSport settings and I go with the real settings, you know. Sven, I have put them to you in the Discord chat. So maybe you don't even need to look through all your hard drives. MVN, yes, today we are in the Aston Martin for the moment. Was deciding between Aston Martin and maybe the Corvette C8. And I had a look onto the timing boards and remembered that the Aston Martin has a considerably nice balance on low speed turns, which we have quite a lot of here at Sebring. So I was like, yep, let's try this car. It's not 100% wet. Like, I think the track condition is damp. Oh, actually says dry. Well, there is a rainy drizzle. So I'm interested to see what the lap times will be looking like. Say Aston is so goody. Ah. Oh. Yeah, sadly I don't have them. So I can't remember. 58.2s, that's probably qualifying fuels. MVN, have you tested the Aston? So with that drizzle we shouldn't have enough wetness to completely soak up the track. So I think my soft tire is currently somewhat fine. If anything, the track is like a second off from the real soft dry pace. Do you like this car? Well, maybe I can give you a good setup at hand for Sebring here. Yo. Doesn't say it's not wet at all, right? So coming across the line, 59.7. First I need to get a little bit more lined up with the car. And then of course remember, right now we're just on the standard setup, and personally I think as much as car oversteers into initial turn-in, maybe brake bar is a bit too far at the back on the default setup. What is the AA device? The anti-apex. Nah, we are still going for apexes, because as much as we consider rFactor 2 being a good physics engine, I think it still does not have something like wet driving line, I'm afraid. And the FFB is pretty strong. I need to turn that down as well a bit. So we're having a look at the tire wear right now, and we see that we are notoriously oversteering the car. So that means we need to work way more towards rear end stability. And you can also see that, like, every time we're braking and starting turning, the rear end is like starting to float around in the back. So let's get this going straight. Yeah, I understood I didn't hit a single apex. I'm very much aware of this. So, it's fixed. Next up, setup. Okay, so, exactly like we had it in the Mercedes GT3 and also in the BMW, let's crank up the preload for rear end stability on the braking. Additionally, as we know, on this tire model, minimum camber seems to be some kind of a meter working extraordinarily well. We put that as well. There's already so many packers in that setup. I want to... Yeah, okay, so we want to have minimum right height, if possible. And I'm going to remove a couple of packers as well to see whether the front end really dips in, you know, on the braking. So many cars in RF2, on GTE, GT3 have the issue that the aero pitch, when they hit the brakes, weight balance goes forward, but also the aero balance shifts forward so much that the cars become oversteery boxes. This is crazy. Let's put rear wing to 3 for the moment, and the anti-roll bar to 1. Just see what happens with the balance. Maybe that already helps us. What do the packers do is a question. Packers are limiting the travel of a suspension. So saying you have a suspension that has a travel of, let's say, 5 centimeters. So if you would put a suspension with 5 centimeters into a car, its chassis is like a centimeters high, you could put the car to 6 centimeters at max, let's say. And then you would maybe put a soft suspension, like, you know, a soft spring into the car. So when the car is moving up and down and the suspension gets compressed, obviously the chassis can only go down low so much. Which means, let's say, you start hitting the ground very, very early, very soon. But you still want to have that softness of the suspension. Then you can put in packers, because the packers will be like a block in the suspension. Instead of the car bottoming out on the ground, you make the car stop traveling on the suspension, basically. So it's a feature that prevents grounding. Gives you a very stiff suspension, though, when you hit them. But basically, the packers are limiting the suspension travel. I've probably worded that really bad. So if you have a 5 centimeter spring and you put 3.5 centimeters packers, then the spring can only move 1.5 centimeters, and then it sits on the packers. Yo, Twiggy! Long time no see, buddy. Happy New Year. How are you doing? So I successfully threw away a couple of 100 worth of time. Alexa, stop. This is becoming a thing with Alexa starting to talk during a stream. Twiggy, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Maybe we also need a bit more traction control to assist the rear. Because I rather want to have the front tires doing the work instead of the rear. Car is still too violent. So I think that 58.2 in the Ferrari from Nicolini is probably anything else than qualifying lap. Appears to be race fuel. Okay. I need more changes to that car. Jackbutt71, thank you for the follow and welcome to our stream. So we keep setup guiding. So as I mentioned, because of the wetness, I want to increase traction control regarding water, radiator and tape. We're going to put 50 to see whether the car is not overheating here. Obviously, you'll have more less drag with less cooling, but obviously more temperature. I forgot to put the brake bias to the front. And then let's put even rear wing 4 and try to completely remove the packers for the moment because it didn't feel too bad. Of course, it is the best if you can completely remove the packers, because then the car is completely moving on its suspension all alone. It's not getting or running into the bump stops whatsoever. As the bump stop, as much as it helps not to bottom out with the car, at the same time it is obviously still, how shall I say this, it is extremely rigid. You know, it's the end of the, it's like the end of the suspension. It's like a rock solid thing that you put onto the suspension so it can't travel anymore. So it has the same effect as bottoming out on the actual suspension, with the difference that you don't lose the contact with the tires to the ground or the load on the tires. So the maneuverability, I want to call it, of the car is still given. Exactly. As Tricky says, you only make use of them if you really need them. And in rFactor 2 GT cars, you may need them in order to prevent effect from the aero pitch on the braking. As I described, all the weight and the aerodynamical balance moves forwards and pushes down on the front suspension, and it pushed it down so much that you kept always losing the rear. So what we tried to do is we put packers in the front end to keep the car, you know, up the road and with positive ride height at the front. Was one of the esport hacks, if you want to call it like this, to make the car doing what it's supposed to do. See, this is exactly the reason why we've put this. You put your foot on the brake and front pucks in immediately, sending it into a dive. Let's see whether we need it back. Because you can clearly see that if the suspension doesn't run into these packers, the clear gain on the grip levels. So 58.2 by Ada Erkan. A tenth off we are. Still too late on the brakes every here and there. Pix is absolutely right. For Spa, in the BMW Remember, we used some small amount of packers just to make the rear end not completely sit and ground on the road. I broke so early just simply not to die. Let's see if we can improve this after all. Way too dangerous. I need them packers back. There is no other way. Front is just dipping down, causing initial spins to the car. Sorry, I'm clicking a bit hectic. Let's put them back to 2.7. See what happens. Yes, right. Let me see what happens if I put less rake. If not, car flat. I still think we have a lot of rear balance in terms of car oversteering. Maybe simply because of the rear being too high. Which would have the effect of yeah, the rear weight being much more forward in terms of the center of gravity, causing the front to grip great, but the rear to not grip at all. Ricky, I should do a co-op series with you. Me telling one truth of the setting and you telling the alternative truth of the setting. Not alternative truth, but possibility of fixing a thing with the setup. Would probably be a great format. This balance feels much better initially. Let me do a lap though, and then let me complain again about the car. Looking forwards. Wing 0 is needed. You sure about that? Yeah, see, the car is not oversteering into turn 1 anymore. However, we lost a 10th of performance. So maybe we have to bring that back. But let's see. First, we want to see how the car behaves, generally speaking. Because this neutral balance should give us good exits. Yeah, Twiggy, and I gonna be completely honest. You probably also do know much more than me. So you guys can trust this guy. I've used to work with him for a iRacing setup as well already. He knows what he's talking about. Half a tenth improvement at least. Half a second of aircon. Another miss turn 1. Let's do a couple of laps with it. Because now it's going to be important then to see how is the balance with the tire we're looking. Alvaro, have you already tested the car in the wet with a zero rear wing? So for the moment you see a greater tire abrasion on the front. Oh, it's marginally 90 to 91. But we need to keep having an eye on it. Yeah, here I'm locking the front end now. So, in this case, Pedro Gomez Sport Racing could be right, and you could put this probably to be rear wing 0. What do we have now? 4? 3? Put it 4 even. I'll try putting it on 2. It will increase the rear right height. I have a couple of clicks. Let's see. Need to obviously check whether this is too extreme, but you know, the reason why I'm going for like minimum rear wing straight and more right height at the same time is simply a philosophy for creating a setup. Reasoning is I may have just overdone it again in terms of putting the balance to the back and creating too much oversteer, and it quite feels like it already. But at the same time I make sure, okay, if minimum rear right height and wing 4 is too understeery, but this already is too oversteery, despite I didn't obviously go as far back as I was before. I set myself a corridor in which I need to dial in both settings to be perfect, you know? So, let's say if I only find a little bit of oversteer now, I know I've just overdone it by a couple of small clicks, and I can, I don't know, you know, I raise the rear end by 5 clicks and I'll lower the rear wing by 3 clicks. So I could go +1 click on the rear wing again, -2 or -1 click on the rear right height, and then I might sit in the desired balance, you know. Yeah, I'll give this Packers a try as well. Antoine, thank you for joining. Hello. Like the stiffer front suspension. And a couple of clicks Packers away. Ah, look at this. We have a front end for turn 1. 1.5 tenths straight. Besides having the front end in turn 1, I also got a little bit of... I focused way too much on the left. I got a bit too much oversteer, I think. Not hyper bad, but I think it's a tad too much. Ricky, it's fine. I appreciate your input. This time it's exactly the other way around. But you see that I'm sliding a lot more again. It may just be the rear wing, to be entirely honest. Rear wing can have a great effect in these cars, much greater than you think it is. Question is whether the additional rear ride height is giving us the higher front balance for turn 1, or whether that's also just rear wing related. That's the rear right height. In this corner we don't have any aero. So, and I'll still do what Twiggy wanted me to do. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I keep it. I keep it like this. But I don't touch the Packers. And, oh, I'm on P2 still. So, 2 clicks away on the rear right height. Let's go. So what I did now is I stiffened the front spring. And I have lowered the rear end by 3 clicks again. So after a minimum right height, it's now +2 clicks instead of +5. We'll find out how this runs, because we have a good hour left to master the setup and do a little bit of running with it. Hey Benz. Well, Benz, to be honest, you should only go to university if you know exactly what you want to do. And what you're loving working in. And that first gear is so long. It's crazy. Do I smell some understeer now? Put rear wing back to 3 now, I kept it on 2. Don't worry, that's not car related, that's skill related. Yeah, car's more understeery. Which is an effect of the front suspension. Yeah, that's the front springs indeed. I think I would like to explore a different way first. As rFactor sometimes likes really soft stuff. I will probably just put the suspension softest. And just see how it handles. Also not only the front, but with front and rear. Tire wear is somewhat neutral. Yeah, this is too stiff. Because this could bring back the issues that I had before I put the detached rear anti-roll bar. And Twiggy be like, this guy is doing completely the opposite of what I would do. I've no idea if that works, what I've just put now. I just think it could work. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get the anti-Michi fanboys out, being like, yeah, why are you doing a setup guide if you have no idea what you're talking about? Simply because it's not like I have no idea. It's just there is a couple of ways to get where I want to be. Like as Twiggy just said, you could create the same effect either with stiffening the springs and removing the packers, or with diverting the balance over different spring settings. Just about the philosophy on how you want to do the things. Want to make sure to have enough space. No, that's not it. So I remove a couple of packers, put the suspension back up. And I give it a click more anti-roll bar. So that's obviously the other direction that I want to explore. You know, I wonder whether it has to do with the Aero package. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, Ada is not on the... He's not on the more package. He's on the standard package. That could be a thing as well. I need to rejoin that server. Ciao, Bolus, hello. This dark rain happens because the environment reflection is off in graphic settings. What do you mean? Of course. rFactor being rFactor again. Eh. This game. Sometimes... And you guys know how much of a fan I am of that game. Really, most of the time. It can give you a headache. Because of the way it runs. It is the best game ever. If it works. Hey Alvaro. Maybe. Hello. How many hours spent on it? 6,700. So, Alvaro. Great to have you here. $100 million question. Le Mans Aero package or standard Aero package? Well, maybe other people have like 5,000-6,000 hours on iRacing, let's say. And the different compound. What do you mean different compound? You're not taking the soft? Or you mean medium front soft rears? Or whatever you... What did you have in... Well, wets. Yeah. But right now practice is dry, you know? Let's see how the car is handling with the Le Mans package, with this standard package. Got a nicer gearbox at least. Can't wait to see what kind of balance standard setting gives us now. Ah, scene, sorry. But the only thing that may... Like, I am a bit triggered by what has happened in Spa. Because arguably the standard package had me on pole. But Alvaro streamed by on the long straights that there were on the track. However, here you don't have the longer straights, obviously. I love how my sim hub or my race lab apps was just pointing to Henry. Oops. So much traffic now. The problem with those automatics, I think, is sometimes I click too much the buttons and then the automatic maybe switches to something else without me even noticing. Or what is the automatic being bound to? Also, I would need different automations for different scenarios. Yes, Sharon. Yesterday's stream brought us 8,100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so that was amazing. And I'm super grateful for that. So, and if you guys appreciate what we're doing here, then please become a subscriber on our YouTube channel as well, or a follower on Twitch. Both is greatly appreciated. Oh. It's a completely different car with standard Aero package. Hey Lenny. Yeah, I hope things are going well today as well for me. But we're working on it. I'm 2 seconds off to myself. And another second. Conditions should be roughly the same. Mix is the same. Okay, like that would be a 2 minutes one. Case closed. Like Le Mans Aero package, it is. Very obviously. But it's part of the testing process, so it's justified that we tried. Car is horrible on the standard Aero package. Team authentication failed. Is it rFactor that's just broken right now, or is it? Yeah. Mm. And then I could still try the C8 of Nicolini. The C8 was so great out of the turns in Spa from him. That was really scary. It is the best game ever. I'm not judging the usability. I'm judging the game itself. Without the shenanigans. What did I do the best lap time with? With the minimum brake even, right? Shame that I can't select the gears. If I could change the gears, that would be brilliant. Okay. Go click down with the right tide again. And go with that. Okay. Sorry, we had a bit of delays. We're back in business now. It's obviously a bit of a drama because that light rain It's constantly bringing water onto the track. So whenever there is more people driving, the track conditions could be better. Let me see. Maybe the 2 seconds were not because of the when absolutely not because of the Aero package, but maybe simply because of the road conditions. Because now it's 40% wetness. Which means the soft tire can't handle this anyway. We are looking. Would be good to then get the wet tire out though. Give us a little bit of an indication what the crossover time is. I think one sees it clearly now. Much more water on that road. Yeah, I am a bit lost now. Got to be quite honest. .8 seconds behind. What was the loss in the middle sector? 1.2? So if it's more than 4 seconds... 4.3. My inner monk would now have to go offline, put dry track, put standard package, put Le Mans package, and do a lap each. This is what my monk would do right now. .2055. Box. No, the race did not yet start. Oh, it's so hard to tell what is the right call. Especially like, you know, in those rainy conditions, the Le Mans Aero package might be completely lost. I just tried something. I wanted to see if I have a possibility to get the revs up without losing too much of the drivetrain. Because of this long first gear. Rear wing 34 seconds. What? Okay, let's try the wet tire then. Should make it easy one stop in those conditions anyway. Is the wet tire completely useless? That would be crazy. Then how is it set up? It's raining in the practice and then getting dry during the qualifying, right? And then heavy rain into the race. Later. A little traction control for the wet. And this wet tire, once they got temperature, the car doesn't feel too bad actually. And the race starts with heavy rain though, right? F. Wiggy, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for 10 gifted subs. And I'm so sorry because right now the content is not even nice, you know. So I'm even 2 seconds slower than on the soft. Go 7, 8. You know what? We're just gonna put the softs again. Because if I don't put the softs, I don't have the reference again. New Year subs. Thank you so much, Twiggy. What a support. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, and if you guys wanna do it like Twiggy, then make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you are followed on Twitch. For more sim racing content, for more setup guides, more educationals, and more videos on demand. Tomorrow we're going to release an informative video about force feedback settings on rFactor 2. I could have sworn I heard more than 10 blings now. Is it going crazy or what? Or did someone else did something that I haven't seen yet? Papa Kuhn, Aganem, Adam Smith, Simracer, Danny Vasquez, Fanlop. Enjoy the gifted subs. As I'm enjoying the barrier at the moment. I can't believe the soft would work right now anymore. It's certainly raining heavier than before. Heavy rain for at least 40% of the race. So you need to pick the rain tire no matter what. I mean, you know, the track still says it's dumb right now. Despite it's clearly getting wetter and wetter. Good indication to probably swap the tire as soon as the track says not slightly wet but dump. That is probably the point on which soft tires will be faster. Let's see if we can get them up to temperature at all. Yeah, done, but if it's heavily raining, there's no way you should be able to survive the race with the tire. And just 14 seconds for a tire swap is probably much cheaper than being on the wrong tire. Remember, the formation lap is long enough to give the dry tire enough water to die and drown. So we did 207.8 with the wet. Let's see what we do with the dry. Ricky, do you by chance remember what was the fuel consumption that we did in the dry? Like, in the dry. Fuel calculation will be interesting, but very important for this race. Because we're not only allowed to go with the weather, which is interesting because as soon as you do a 207.8 or 207.5 on the wet tire, it's the crossover point pretty much. It should be exactly when it's on the stepping stone to 206.1. So 4. Let me quickly do some math here. The 60-minute race then, right? Oh, sorry. Wrong scene. Hmm. 97 divided by 6. I can do 16 laps with this. Ah, that gets us over half an hour. So in hindsight, 97 divided by 15, 6.46, 6.47. That's the threshold on which we are not able to do it more than half an hour anymore. Yeah. I think I need to find a server where it's considerably dry. Nicolini there with a full stint on the soft still. What did I do to a 6-1? I'm particularly interested in his straight line speed though. Yeah, same aero package, I guess. Probably a bit more wing. Or what did I do? 252 versus... I parked the car. Oh, we do 258. So maybe Nicolini is on the standard package. I'll stick with the Le Mans Aero now. Could be a fuel asset. 60 plus rolling start. Yeah. Would still be good to find a dry patch. About the setup. What I had right now is probably sort of the best that I can get. There is possibilities that the car is not the fastest, certainly not in qualifying. I think in qualifying the standard aero package will be better. But in the long run, I think we get a tire advantage on the Le Mans Aero. And a fuel advantage, a fuel and straight line speed advantage. Whether that will be enough for the victory, I don't know. We will see. So here we have no rain. And 17 minutes to go. Aha, but 40% track wetness. Is it? Aha, here it says slightly wet. Aha. Shitty. See whether we can get... it's raining here as well. Yeah. And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever what I just did. About the setup. Now I will try the rain tire here again. About the setup. I will go minimum rear wing. And I will go 2 clicks on the right height. That is what we had before. Then I'm not sure, because I need a little bit more front end. I'm trying to go softer on the slow bump. Couple of clicks, and also a couple of clicks softer on the rebound, so that when we're accelerating we get the traction. So this is a good indication now whether my call was right with... now the track is dump. Way too late. Yeah, it's very important to go out there and free practice. The moment that server starts in 12 minutes, do laps to quickly get on top of the conditions. Twiggy, you have more suggestions to the car? Personally, I think there's not much I would want to change now. The balance is relatively neutral. Tad on the oversteery side, maybe. Front end to me is biting enough. Yeah, easy on the brakes. Then it's 2072. Event is in 10 minutes. Now you know what? Brake bias to the center. Because obviously it's wet. Yeah, in the wet you can put the brake bias much more to the rear. Reduces the front lock up. And the more centered you go, the shorter your braking distance gets. And especially if you keep trail braking, you'll not necessarily lock the fronts, which is a good thing. That first gear. I'm scared how much time I'm losing with that first gear in the wets. Because it's so low on RPM. Is the tire wear ×2 as well, apparently? Feels very high. Oh, dump track. So can we beat this 207? 7? Maybe not the worst idea to put up the traction control as well. Yeah, I can probably already stop the experiment. Yeah. I think it's clear to keep the dries. Or to get the dries as soon as it says dump on the map down there. The tire wear must be ×2. That's what it feels like. Anyway, we save this as a setup. And get ready for the race. And I grab myself a coffee. Tire wear is ×1. And it's still that much of a wear. I quite don't get it. Anyway. We have some goody racing coming on. A lot of silver people. Top split will be probably about silver only. Rolling starts. ×2 in the tire wear indeed. You see 86, 28. Oh, it's just about 3 splits. 4 apparently. Yeah, never mind. I'll quickly grab a coffee. Be right back, guys. So it's wet already. But I think this time it's really wet. So we put main tires. Oh no, Kaike, why did you miss out? That sucks. Hello, Papakun. Wait, what? I have to finish first or I'm losing driver rank. Are you serious? Pa Papakun, and tomorrow your exam, then the pedals. Promise. Please promise me. Today was the exam. How was it? I hope it was good. It might still be enough. What happens if it's not enough? I even don't want to know, I think. Are you suffering from, how is it called, like, anxiety in front of exams? To 13.9 the beat at the minutes. Well then, Papakun, enjoy assembling your pedals. Dan, could you repeat this, please? Is it for certain that if I come second in that race, I'm gonna lose DR? Yep, I can switch scenes. Sorry about that, guys. There you go. Have you seen what the P3 in Spa, or the P4 in Spa, on the DTM car did to my DR? Then am I the guy with the most DR on the entire system in the meanwhile? Or is that still someone else? I think it was Alvaro, not Alvaro, Miguel before. But I haven't seen him in a while, so I'm not sure if he even did more races. Ah. I asked whether in the meanwhile I'm the guy with the most DR. Because I'm very close to Silver 2 actually. Copy, copy. Yeah, that would be cool if you guys could add like a public ranking of that. Would be probably fun to see other drivers' profiles and stuff. I know you got LMU on your minds pretty much, I think. But still. So let's see. Nick Burling, thank you for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Welcome to tonight's race. It's a Ferrari fest, huh? I mean, these laps are pretty unimportant right now anyway. I think it will be soon one shot on the softs in the end. Then like do or die. Because right now we don't have any rain. And here you see very little spray coming up. Which means there will soon be a dry line. Maybe that sounds awesome. Thank you so much for supporting us that long already. And if you guys want to support us, if you guys appreciate what we are racing and doing here, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel. As we are trying to grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So yeah, still a long way to go. What is that brake? Did you see that braking flash? The guy ahead? Still doing it. But the brake comes on and off, flickering. Interesting. All right. Yeah, almost no spray at all now. Track still says slightly wet, but I'm just gonna send it on the softs. Better get used to them straight away. It is a bit tricky still. But here you can clearly see a dry line forming. So it might not be the first lap that is ultimate fastest, of course. But this will not take too long. Yep, it's a bold move. I know. Well, that's also an indication of how quickly it might dry up. So 207.5. Clear indication. Remember we did that with the wet tire already in in full wet conditions. Sorry, not in full wet conditions, in the crossover condition. Which means that this lap times that we're seeing right there is effectively 208, 209. I guess the soft can do 208.5 at the minute. Maybe if you think they see something that gets them further, then sure, send them over. May have been a tad too early with the soft. Let's see. I'm confident. Maybe too confident. Being a second off the pace here. Oh, this would be huge drama if I put wrong on the tires. Still think it's drying up enough to the very end. And I think it's better to already know where the exact limit is. Nice. Almost the same sector time as Aircon. I mean, I have to follow the route now. Now I'm committed. Oh, they keep saying. That's fine, you know. So 1.3 seconds improvements. We pretty much get 3 more laps in. Maybe just 2 because it would take long out of pit road. It would be shitty. Lenny, why is the schedule not working out for you? Sorry to hear that. The dry line is now exactly wide enough for what it needs. I get this and another lap. Or 4.1 to beat. 203.2. I think I effed this up. I think picking the Lemoore Aero package was a mistake. A second, improvements. Let's see where it puts us. Not in first, third and fourth. Oof. Fifth. Well, it's going to be fun. Alright, let's put the rain. And see what happens.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Hey Sakula, how you doing? No, it just reduces the friction globally, I think. At least for me personally, I don't have any benefit from running the wet line. Yeah. It should have been the first lap on the tires. That would have done the job, but whatever. P5, race is up. And hell yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't even know what would be our average lap time in the end. Probably 26 is 29 laps. Excuse me. Wet tires, brake bias set. Traction control also set. Hey Simon. Guy is on softs. I can't believe it. Aston beside me is on softs. Like, why? That's crazy. Thank you guys. And I hope you will enjoy the race. So only for you today, the realism added factor with the spray, the wipers, and the raindrops on the windscreen. And yeah guys, if you appreciate rFactor 2 Simracing, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribers on the YouTube channel. Give the video a like. Most importantly guys, enjoy the race, enjoy the party. I would appreciate if the wiper would also wipe off that part of the screen, but okay, whatever. A Ferrari was always meant to be good around here, because it kind of ignores the bumps and the elevation changes here on the track. That's what the car is really good in. I think I burned way too much fuel on that outlap, but whatever. There will be a big announcement after the race. I'm interested. So some guy should have a penalty for sure. That guy in the Red Bull. Because I think he overtook me. Ah, he was the P6 guy, so he's not got a penalty for overtaking me. Then it's my bad. Because I was scared to overtake the car row ahead of me. Thank you so much for just running into me. That is real right suspension damage. Thankfully it's not repairable, so it's artificial. But no one needs this. that one guy really on soft or not? Because the side walls were white on that Aston. Confuses me a bit. Man, the wetness. Problem is with my references right now, I can't really see that much. Which gets me a little bit into trouble. And it's not because of the windscreen really, it's just because of the spray. Can't remember, was it was it wet back then in the Morvia True Series when we drove here? Anyway, so we undid our start issue. Just to do it again. Yeah, that considerably changed situation a bit. These 2.5 seconds loss were not planned, of course. No, I'm not racing VEC. I had to fight pretty hard for that before. Now I'm sitting here again. Why is that car doing that even? Like, how much rearwards I need to put the brake bias still? Oh, it's not over at all with VEC. We're just skipping one round. Okay. I think Bulgaria would have probably got me anyway. The more Virtual Series setup, if I'm not mistaken. I think he raced in a Ferrari there too. I might be wrong. But you see he got superior pace. I got, if anything right now, superior issues. Let's see if I can somehow move that seat in a better position. I'm not that much triggered by the line, but I'm still triggered. Well, take it. Oh, Michi, why? Like, really, why? It's just a matter of putting your brain together and not brake too late. Should have perhaps taken a bit of rear wing. But I think later on in the dry, the setup is much better. Question is, how much time do we lose compared to the other guys ahead now? So 11 laps till our pit stop. Since we never had that much water in any practice, I just had to go with my gut feeling for the first lap, and I went a lot of lift and coast in there. When I started the push, I think I missed 3 or 4 braking points so far in that race already. Manux, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the GTE open race. Turn, 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 turn. Yes. Oh, it almost stopped raining. Now it's a question of how quick will the track dry out. Nicolini went wide. I don't think so. I think he got the Le Mans Virtual Series esported setup. I got a 1.5 hour do-it-yourself setup. Would be a shame for him if he loses against me. So yeah, personally, I don't think I'll get there. But I'm at least equally fast. But then, of course, he can take it super easy at the front right now. I think Nico has bigger issues, apparently. He seems not having the pace to keep up with Pedro. And you just see how gently you have to be on these brakes. And let traction control do its magic. 11.4. We're still far away from the crossover point. I think crossover point is when I do mid 208s on these tires and when I can see a dry line. Gypsy, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome to the race. And Margera is still close enough as well. Oh my god, was there a Giga raid? Jarno Opmer, you legend. Thank you for the raid. What a Giga raid. Oh my god, guys. So, welcome. 60-minute GTE race. We had heavy rain. 40 minutes to go. Track is drying. We started P5, currently sitting 4th. And we're trying to chase down the podium guys here. Oh my god, Jarno, thank you. How was your stream, buddy? Appreciate the raid, man. Yeah, welcome to this rFactor 2 party. I assume Jarno has done either iRacing or F1. This is something different. This is rFactor 2. Hell yeah. It's wet. He came P2. Congrats to him. Yeah, we're trying doing exactly the same here. It's a strategic race though, so with no further rain expected. At some point we will be at the crossover point. We did 2:11.4 last lap, 10:8 now. And I think lap times will improve, probably 4, 5, 6, 10 the lap now. And soon I need to do my move here on Nico. So on this channel you will find 80-85% rFactor 2 content. rFactor 2 is my main sim, this is where I'm doing esports in. And whilst currently not too many... Oh guys, thank you so much for all these follows, you guys are crazy. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is where I'm doing all my esports, and if you are new to rFactor 2, if you are curious about it though, check out my YouTube channel. Put an exclamation mark sub into the chat. Streambot should give you the direct link to our YouTube channel. And check out the playlists with tutorials, useful information about the game. As I got 6,700 playing hours on it. I thought about giving something back to the community, and you know, rFactor 2, when you're new to it, it's super hard to set up. Need to do a lot of clicks and a lot of fine-tuning and settings. Until the game is perfectly fine. But you get the best FFB in Simracing around as a reward. Yeah guys, welcome everyone from Jarno's stream. Thank you for all these follows, and yeah, I hope we'll enjoy the race. And thank you, I'll see you guys, appreciate the setup. I'm under pressure from that Ferrari behind now. Too late on the brakes. Come on. Yeah. I said too late on the brakes, but in reality it's almost dried up. Good bunch. We turned one. And then I'm still too late on the brakes. Okay, I need to focus a bit more. So you guys will appreciate the silence. Once again guys, thank you for all the follows. Appreciate your support. So tire wear is going up at the back now. Temperatures are going up. Clear indication of track drying out. I could need you guys' help actually regarding the laps to go. With 2 times fuel consumption, it's so easy to just get that wrong. This is the most tricky part about the race now. There is a dry line forming where there's clearly strongest grip out. And as long as you're on it, great. The moment you leave it like this, not so great. Shit. Yeah, it was overdue. Too many mistakes last 3 laps. So about our future plans, or this week's plans, guys, on Saturday F1 Creator Series on F1 23. We're gonna race the Azerbaijan Grand Prix against various content creators in the F1 23 game. I guess especially fans of Jarno would be particularly interested in that. 7 PM Central European time on Saturday. Azerbaijan Grand Prix 100% race in F1 23, and eventually we're gonna race the Mercedes. And I got an announcement about that coming tomorrow on my socials, so if you're interested, guys, explanation mark social media, check the socials. Glenn, I hear ya. You gotta say though, the top 5 people are names in esport, you know. They know how to race aggressively, but just about clean. Meanwhile, we've entered our pit window. As soon as the crossover point is there, we can go box box. But I assume either the crossover will be right together with our pit entry anyway, or it will be slightly after. So then I need to do a little bit of strategy stuff. And then wipers off. It will be 31 times 60 plus something across the line. Angelo10, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Let's cool the tires a little bit. Especially here, it's still pretty wet. Because here the line is very wide. Everyone taking in, you know. So, I guess we are doing 202s on average to the end for the pit stops. Would mean 15 laps from here, 16 laps. 15. So an additional 12 when we pit. Now I guess we enjoy guessing our fuel consumption because we... Oh no, the servers. No way. Well, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Shitty. Or lucky me, because these stats will stay the same. Hey Christian, nice pace. Same about the server. Papa Kuhn has sent me a link. Oh yes. Looks like we got some news to share for sure. So guys, stay tuned for a minute. We have something new for you. I can't wait for my video to get pulled because of copyright stuff, but... Let's let it download. Hey Dylan. Yeah, I think the entire system crashed. Yeah, Christian, what happened there with him? Was it just rear-ending or? Yeah, sadly it seems like the race history is gone as well. It's a shame. Anyway, we will have to wait a little longer until to make it silver rank 2 in DR. Anyway, currently we got a 60% win rate, which is awesome. We would have lost that tonight, unless for the server shenanigans. And a 92% podium rate. So, yeah, everything went kaboom indeed. Jano Raid killed it. Jano is to blame. Kidding. Yeah, Jano, a big massive thank you again for that Giga raid, man. Appreciate it so much. So, guys, we are rFactor 2 esport driver here, and yeah, that is what we do on a daily basis. And if you appreciate that, I would appreciate if you hit the follow button on Twitch, and if you subscribe us on the YouTube channel, guys. On the YouTube channel, we try to grow 10,000 subscribers this year. We are at 8,100. So give us a reach in hand. Go to the YouTube channel. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, watch the tutorials if you want to know more about rFactor 2. There is a dedicated playlist, and tomorrow I will release a video about FFB settings. It will be a live premiere tomorrow, 7 PM, 15-minute video where I tell you how to set up the force feedback for best possible feeling on rFactor 2. And yeah, I hope that you guys will check this out and enjoy watching rFactor 2 sim racing. So, because Papa Kun has given us a hint, we're now coming to a special change of things. I have no idea what is waiting on me, but guess we're gonna find out in a watch party scene. I'm not sure what to say. That wow, that's brilliant. Oh my god. Nah, I'm holding on. I'm holding on. I may need some towel after, but what a job. What? Wow. Papa Kun, you crazy, crazy dude. Did I see it right? I saw a Mercedes GT3 livery and I saw a BMW M2 CS livery. Two cars that I haven't got some liveries just yet. That is wow. And the tattoos of T60. I am overwhelmed. And you probably saw that. I need a drink. Here goes my coffee. Mm. Mm. Bakuna, don't know what to say. Thank you doesn't seem to be enough. This is... Yeah, get the gin. Exactly. Get the gin. This is beautiful. Very beautiful. And I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that and out of it. Anyway, the Coon, I will write you on Discord. And for the rest of the guys, I'm sorry. I wanted this evening to be a great race, and I think we had a great race. And the dry period that would have come up with the inevitable drying up of the race would have gotten us to an amazing drive, to an amazing thrill with the strategy. It is what it is, though. Yeah, shame. Once again, big shout out to Yano for the raid. If you want to see more of that rFactor 2 content, guys, then follow us on Twitch. For those watching on YouTube, give us a reaching hand as we're trying to grow this channel. Give the video a like, give Papa Coon a like, and a subscription for this video. That is amazing. So we're gonna call it a day. Tomorrow no stream, but we're gonna release the video about the force feedback settings on YouTube, 7 p.m. Note that down. Saturday F123 creator series at Azerbaijan. Sunday Formula Sim Racing F1 race at Turkey. And yeah, we take it from there. And then, of course, the week after, guys, iRacing, 24 hours of Daytona. Gonna do lots of testing for that. Anyway, guys, we're gonna send you to Gamer Muscle. He's doing iRacing. You will enjoy that. You will love that. Give him a follow. An enjoyable UK dude. Anyway, guys, sorry for the outcome. I'm gutted. And I still got goosebumps. Well done, Coon. Goosebumps moment of the year so far. Have a good one. See you. Bye-bye.